Hey guys, it's Pitchwars season, and I thought I'd do a little video on how I didn't get into Pitch Wars, but how everything turned out okay anyway, because I got agented and a book deal via good old-fashioned cold querying. So, if you were anything like me, when Pitch Wars season came around, it consumed so much of my life. I was frantically editing my manuscript to get it ready for Pitch Wars. I was working on my query letter and looking at all of the mentors and making my lists and talking constantly with other people who were going to be participating in Pitch Wars, and joined the Pitch Warriors Facebook group. And it was a big deal for me. And so I remember entering, and the first day I got a couple of full requests from mentors, and then heard nothing, and then didn't get picked. And I actually did, though, get some good feedback from a mentor, and so that was really helpful. But I did not get picked, and then, in fact, author mentor match came around, and I also did not get picked for author mentor match. And I got really good feedback, though, from Alexa Dunn. So that was really useful. And the message here I want to give you is, even if you don't get picked for either Pitch Wars or Author Mentor Match or whatever competition or mentoring program is going on in the moment, it's not the end of the world. In my case, I actually had an agent offer me representation based on the query and manuscript draft that I had sent that agency well before Pitch Wars started. And so, basically I got rejected from Pitch Wars, I got rejected from Author Mentor Match, and then this query and manuscript that I had sent out, months prior, ended up resulting in an offer of representation. And in my case, I really value and appreciate the relationship that I had with that agent. They really helped make my manuscript better and gave me so much really valuable feedback. I actually didn't end up getting a book deal with that agent. That agent ended up leaving the business, and I requeried, good old-fashioned cold querying, and a month later signed with my current agent, who then sent my manuscript out on sub and got my book deal. So my story, I'm gonna have to do a whole other video on my story of how I got my book deal and how I got my agent and all of that, because it's been twisty and turny along the way. But my main thesis statement here is, just because you don't get into Pitch Wars does not mean your book is bad, or that it's never going to get an agent or never going to get published. Go out and, well, one, revise your manuscript as much as possible. In fact, I did reach out to one of the mentors when I entered Pitch Wars that year, Helene Dunbar, who is now, we're good friends now, and she was offering like manuscript editing services, and I loved Helene's books. That's why I applied to her, and her, like, the way she does characters is something that really spoke to me. And so I hired her freelance editorial services, and she gave me full feedback on my manuscript, which is really, really valuable. And I'm not saying that everyone has to go and hire a freelance editor or anything like that. you can revise your manuscript in so many different ways, whether it's betas, whether it's CPs, whether it is just putting your manuscript aside for a little while and then pulling it out and working on it some more. Just having the benefit of time and distance is really huge. And just polish it up and make it the best that it can be. And then good old-fashioned cold querying, and maybe I'll have to do another video on cold querying and the techniques and everything that I did. But it's not the end of the world if you don't get picked for Pitchwars. In fact, like, the chances of getting picked for Pitchwars are really, really low because you're only applying to 5 mentors, and they could, you know, just not resonate and just not click with your manuscript. And they're getting hundreds of submissions. Like, I'm an author mentor match mentor now, and I got 130 submissions, and I could only pick one. And so it doesn't mean that the ones that I didn't pick were bad or anything like that. It was just, for whatever reason, I resonated with this one manuscript over the other. So don't give up if you don't get into Pitchwars. It's not the end of the world. The same exact manuscript that got rejected from Pitchwars and author mentor match went on to get agented and went on to get a book deal, and is going to be published next year. So do not despair, okay? And if you have any Pitchwars rejection stories to share, please do DM me, comment, talk to me on Twitter about it. I love whenever I'm talking to someone who has their, you know, their book deal or they're agented, and they mention to me that they got rejected from Pitchwars. I'm like, high five, join the group that like got rejected from Pitchwars, but we sold our books anyway. So yeah, don't despair. It's not the end of the world. And I hope to talk to you guys more about other topics, okay? But reach out to me if you have similar Pitchwars despair. And I just want to finish though saying that Pitchwars is a great program. This is not disparaging Pitchwars or any mentorship program at all. I am simply saying, if you don't get in, it's not the end of the world, and your book is not bad. And you will still surely have a fantastic chance of possibly getting an agent and getting a book deal. But just revise, and make your work as best as it can be before you send it out. Okay,